Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending our second day of Big Info here at BCIT. My name is Cody Pallin. I'm a civil engineering student at BCIT. I am also a co-president of the CSC student chapter of the BCIT SA, and I'm a student life ambassador. I'm also the co-host of today's event for the next 40 minutes, and I'm here with my co-host Chantel. Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Cody. Hello, everyone. My name is Chantal, like Cody said. I am a second-year journalism student here at BCIT. I am also a student life ambassador, as well as being an associate editor for the Student Association magazine.
Now, I'd like you to note that this session is being recorded and will later be posted on YouTube. Now, the British Columbia Institute of Technology and I would like to acknowledge that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and the Musqueam peoples.
Before we just get on started with our program, I'd just like to start by highlighting that today's presentation will just highlight some of the ways BCIT is committed to the academic, professional, and personal success of its student.
Now, we're first going to start off with the Student Life Office. That's us. The SLO connects students with the resources and services that are available to them on campus and will help them thrive with their time at BCIT. Some of the services that the SLO offers are the Student Life Ambassador Program, which I'm in, the Early Assist Program, and Kickstart, which is our general orientation program each term.
Like Cody said, the BCIT Student Life Office approaches its student success and a programming that's very holistic using the 8 dimensions of well-being framework. These dimensions cater to the intellectual, occupational, physical, financial, psychological, environmental, spiritual, and social needs of students. To learn more on these dimensions, feel free to visit bcit.ca/student services.
I also wanted to speak about the Respect, Diversity, and Inclusion Department. The RDI's goal is to foster a respectful and inclusive working and learning environment by creating awareness and belonging through education, events, and training. They provide assistance and supports to staff and students with concerns of bullying, harassment, and discrimination, and it strives to help people resolve conflicts informally. They also assist individuals who have formal complaints and coordinate investigations into those complaints. For further information, you can definitely call 604-432-8409 or their email at respect@bcit.ca. Now, I mentioned Kickstart. Kickstart refers to the various events, activities, and for information that help kickstart the students on their journey at BCIT. Through program orientations, though I must mention that program orientations are separate and are usually mandatory from the Kickstart events. Another resource is the Student Success Hub. This is a central resource for all BCIT students, designed to make the many sources of information and support easier to find and navigate. Informational activities at BCIT include hangouts, such as what Chanel and I do. There are also service fairs, where you can pop in and chat with the services and resources across campus.
Like Cody said, him and I are student life ambassadors here at BCIT, and our main job is to connect students with the services that are available to them. With the help of the other students in the Student Life Ambassador program, we host BCIT Hangouts through Facebook Live to share information and resources relevant to students, and we cover topics that range from study tips, coping with COVID-19, and other education-focused programs with various guest speakers from the different services on campus. To stay updated on what we do, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, as well as our Discord channel, to see what other events we have going on, as well as to connect virtually with students here on campus.
Absolutely. A great program we have is Early Assist. The BCIT programs are challenging, and studying at BCIT can be intense. I can definitely testify. And sometimes life experiences come up that throw us off course. BCIT recognizes this, and we have an obligation to support students through its intense and challenging programs. Through Early Assist, staff and faculty, and students too, can let the Student Life Office know if they notice that a student may need help. And yes, students can self-refer themselves. Early Assist is not for emergencies or conduct violations, and participation in Early Assist will not show up anywhere on a student's academic record. At its core, Early Assist is a safe referral and case management system to help students navigate the variety of supports available to them.
BCIT has student housing available on the Burnaby campus alone. All the bedrooms are single occupancy with locking doors. During this current COVID-19 pandemic, student housing is currently at half capacity, with only 6 students living alone in the same suite.
Now, you are eligible to apply for long stay accommodation at BCIT student housing if you have been accepted into a full-time cohort-based BCIT program of 12 weeks or longer. Though housing for programs 12 weeks or less is currently suspended for fall 2021 due to the pandemic. Please refer to our website on the slides for updates and for questions. If you are a new student, though, and your program starts prior to August 2021, your offer letter will contain more information and a link to apply to this.
Okay, so we're just going to talk about accessibility services. If you have any medical diagnosis that creates barriers to accessing education or demonstrating your knowledge and abilities, whether you identify as having a disability or not, you may be eligible for an academic accommodation to address those barriers. Registration is open to individuals who have taken a pre-entry test and are either registered for a part-time class or have been accepted into a full-time program.
Now, how do you register with accessibility services? You need to complete the BCIT medical form or to submit a comprehensive report from a regulated health professional with the below criteria on the slides. You then need to complete the student intake and self-assessment form, and that's just to give them an idea of what kind of services you may require. Definitely contact them at 604-451-6963 or email them at accessibility@bcit.ca. Once you successfully submit those documents. All of this can be found on their website too.
If I had accommodations at another school, or I had IEP in high school, will I receive the same accommodation? Now, it's not uncommon to feel anxious about whether or not you'll be able to manage the learning at BCIT, but the question is, will you receive the same accommodations? BCIT cannot guarantee you would receive the same accommodations, but time will be taken to review your comprehensive medical documentation, and BCIT staff will speak to you about what worked for you before and what may not have worked before to effectively ensure you feel safe and supported.
Now, another question is, are there any special grants programs for students with a disability? Yes. Financing school can be stressful, and accessibility needs sometimes come with added expenses. Fortunately, there are funding sources that can help you manage. If you're a student with a permanent disability, as determined by Student Aid BC, full-time student, and you are also eligible for a part-time or full-time student loan, you could access grants, also known as getting money for free. You can access applications for permanent disability Appendix 8 on the Student Aid BC's website under their forms section. And now I would love to introduce the Student Financial Aid and Award Advisor, Lerna Kim, to present the next slides about the Student Financial Aid and Awards.
Perfect. Thank you, Cody. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to give you an overview of what the BCIT Financial Aid Department does and the services that we offer. We provide students with information about various financial aid options, assist with the application process, and help resolve problems that may arise, as well as administering scholarships and bursaries. Just wanted to go over the types of funding that are available. We help students determine the type of funding to apply for, full-time or part-time funding, and assist with BC and out-of-province student loans and grants application process. And if there are any issues accessing the funds, we will also help resolve those issues as well. BCIT financial aid can also help you keep previous loans in good standing by providing assistance on interest-free status applications. This would be for returning students who are not receiving further student loan funding. We also provide information on the repayment of your student loan and repayment assistance options if you're having trouble making your payments. Also, tuition fee deferrals are available for eligible domestic students who have been approved for government funding or other types of funding, such as EI sponsorship, RRSPs, RASPs, awards, or other scholarships. So you would have an extension on your tuition deadline while you're waiting to receive your approved funding. There are a few other financial aid programs that our department assists students with. The Adult Upgrading Grant is one of them. AUG is a non-repayable provincial government-funded program and provides direct educational costs for students enrolled in upgrading or ESL courses. To be eligible, the student must be a Canadian citizen, a permanent resident, or a person with protected person status. As well, students who have formerly spent time as a youth in care in BC may qualify for financial support to cover some educational costs. These resources include BC Provincial Tuition Waiver Program, Youth Education Assistance Fund, and BCIT Youth in Care Tuition Waiver Program. Perfect, thank you. BCIT Financial Aid Department is also responsible for administering various awards. BCIT Full-Time Bursaries is one of them. This bursary is a non-repayable award granted to students who are taking a full-time course load, who demonstrate financial need, and who are progressing in their program. Because there are a limited number of bursaries available, preference is given to students who have exhausted all other sources of financial aid and still demonstrate financial need. There are 3 deadlines a year for the BCIT full-time bursaries: January 30, June 30, and October 30. For new students, BCIT entrance awards recognize academic and non-academic achievements of students entering eligible BCIT programs. All entrance awards are adjudicated on a competitive basis. Selection is based on academic standing in high school and previous post-secondary studies and other factors. There are 2 deadlines per year, August 5th and January 6th, depending on your program start date. The third kind of awards are scholarships. These are awarded to students who achieve the highest average in their first year of a full-time program and at graduation while maintaining a 100% course load. For these awards, applications are not required. They are awarded automatically. Achievement awards are awarded to students with outstanding marks in specific courses or demonstrated excellence in qualities such as leadership, service, and class participation in their first year or at graduation. Selections for these are made by the departments, so again, applications are not required. We also process emergency funding in the form of loans and bursaries. Emergency loans may be available for students who have experienced an unexpected delay in receiving their government funding. So this would be a loan you pay back to BCIT when you receive your funding. Emergency bursaries may also be available to students who are experiencing an unexpected financial hardship that is out of their control and they have already exhausted all other sources of funding. Both types of funding would require an appointment with a financial aid advisor. And next slide, thank you. How can you contact our department? You can contact the BCIT Student Financial Aid by phone at 604-432-8555 or by email at finaid@bcit.ca. Our office is open from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. We will be conducting all work by phone or email until further notice at this time, but advisors are available from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. to conduct student appointments over the phone. And for any questions that you might have regarding application submissions, loan repayment, or any other additional financial support, you can also visit our website for more information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, despite these being uncertain times, don't put your health on hold. BCIT Student Health Services is your campus clinic located on the Burnaby campus, and it provides confidential, episodic medical care for current part-time or full-time BCIT students year-round.
Top reasons students visit the student health services include sexual health, mental health support, injuries and wound care, immunizations, and basic procedures.
You can contact Student Health Services with the phone number and the website provided on the slides here, though please note this is for students only. Please also note that the below clinic hours are the same from September to May and then change from June to August.
All enrolled students can access free confidential counseling while they study at BCIT. Our counselors offer one-on-one appointments to provide a safe and non-judgmental environment where students can get help with academic, personal, mental health, and career-related concerns they may have.
Now, virtual support, a very critical part during these times. BCIT's care and supportive counselors are still here for you. We know being a student can be stressful, and adjusting to the current global situation may create more challenges. All of counseling and student development services are still being offered, including our groups by video and phone. I implore you to check out their services online at the website listed on the slides here, bcit.ca/counseling. You can find out more information, like how to book an appointment when you're a student and how you can check out their mental health and home resources. And now I would love to introduce the Workplace Education Coordinator and Program Head, Susanna Khan, to present the next slides about the Center for Workplace Education.
Thanks so much, Cody. You guys are doing a great job, by the way. I'm always so amazed at such talent that our students have here. So we're very lucky. All right, so I'm here to talk about three main areas of our services. And if you go to the next slide, I will give you an overview of our cooperative education programs that we have in these 11 program areas. And just as a very brief overview, what cooperative education is for a student has an opportunity to work in a paid opportunity. They go to school, they will go out on a work term, and the idea is that they're able to bring their class experience and their class learning into a workplace. And depending on the program, these work terms can last anywhere from 4 to 12 months. And again, it depends on these areas of the programs that you're in. And the really nice thing is feedback from students has always been, it's been such a great experience. And now when I go back to class, I'm able to share my learning and grow even further as a student and as a professional in my field. So this is always one of the great things that we enjoy so much about working with students in co-op. And I would encourage you to check them out. And each of the program areas have if you go to their website, there's an info session for each of their program areas for you to find out more about those programs. And if you go to the next slide, we also house within the Center for Workplace Education eJobs, which is a database that is accessible by both students and also when you graduate. And it is free for students to use, and you have lifetime access to a job database of part-time and full-time jobs, as well as temporary jobs. So that's a really great resource for everyone to be able to tune in. And finally, we have on the next slide, because of a very generous support that we have from RBC Foundation, we are able to offer this additional service called BCIT Career Edge. And what this is an opportunity to build your employability skills toolkit as a student. And we're running this all the way until the end of next year. And so this gives an opportunity for you to work with a coach one-on-one, for you to participate in online workshops and also special events that we offer, in addition to an online course. And the whole point of this program is to allow you to build with confidence while working with us your ability to do a very effective job search once you graduate. And these are skills that you will hone in on and skills that you will carry on at BCIT and continue into your program, and also when you graduate. So that's another area that would encourage you all to take a look at next year. And that is that's all I have for you.
Thank you so much. Next is recreational services. Unfortunately, a lot of these services are not available at this time for our safety, but I will still present on them for when we do return to campus. The Rec Center has many services such as fitness classes in boxing, yoga, spin, ballet, and much more. There is a weight room, And it's free and open to all active students and staff, and it has personal trainers. There are also sports and programs offered, such as intramural leagues that students can get their friends together and verse each other in teams. They've got archery, a climbing wall, squash, and tennis courts.
All enrolled students at BCIT can access the Rec Center currently offers free at home healthy classes and activities for all students. These range between online group classes to esports leagues to keep the BCIT student population fit and connected. I'd like to introduce Kathy Hiscup, our Learning Commons coordinator, to present for the library.
Hello. Oh, I don't think my video is going on. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's working.
You're good.
Okay, it's just my video then. Okay, I'm actually the administrative coordinator for the Learning Commons. So the first slide, I'm going to talk about the library services, and I'll be peer tutoring, and right away I'll cover on my second slide. So Ask Away is a chat reference service that students can get help online with. They can get help with research, citations, use in the library, finding materials, journal databases. Actually, anything that they would normally have gone to the reference desk and asked is all available online now, and it's available 7 days a week. There's information about all of this on the BCIT website too, if I'm not giving enough details. MediaWorks is a digital workshop where students can create, innovate, and collaborate to turn their ideas into life. They offer a creative space, industry standard equipment, and professional guidance from the team that will help you succeed. The best part about it for students is that it's quite inexpensive in that you're only charged for the materials that you used. You're not charged to use the equipment, and you're not charged for the experts that are there to help you. E-resources, the library have ebooks, they have streaming videos, they have e-journals and magazines, and they have research guides for most of the areas that you would study at in BCIT. So it's really worthwhile having a look at the BCIT website. And I'll go to slide 2, please. So I actually work in the Learning Commons, and the Learning Commons hires about 60 to 100 students a year to help their peers. Online Study Skills and Information is a new service that we're offering this year. It's a really long title, so we call it the Aussie Room, and it's a chance for students to meet a peer in one of the rooms for help with their online study skills and information. The shift is staffed by tutors who are also experienced tutors themselves. They've also tutored students, and they're willing to share their own online study skills and provide information to you. It's been a big help to students this year, to have the chance to go in and talk to a student. Peer tutoring. We have tutors scheduled to help you learn and apply new course concepts. Writing tutoring. Writing tutors are also available to help provide feedback on your written assignments. If our hours for tutoring don't help you for writing, if you're busy, you can also submit online to Write Away, which is similar to the Ask Away program. You submit your writing sample online and you'll get feedback on it. Learning skills seminars happen throughout the year to help with areas that include learning strategies, staying motivated, and managing time and preparing for exams. We've offered 3 of these seminars in the last 2 weeks. And what we're doing is having the faculty member that leads them step into the Aussie Room, and then it's a conversation with one of your peers and a faculty member. And it turns into a really informal conversation style, and everyone's been quite pleased with that format. We've moved all of our tutoring online. So we're still working through and improving it every week is how we feel. Yes. So if you had any questions about anything else, we have our website and we have our email at the bottom, and never hesitate to contact us for any questions, even ahead of time. Thank you.
Thank you. The library is so awesome. You should see them during all the seasons. They have these inflatable decorations that they have at the entrance of the library. I love them so much.
Thank you.
Anyways,
Thank you.
I would love to now introduce the Dean of Applied Research, Kim Dodo, to present their slides about applied research.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry about that. I just want to take a few minutes to talk about research at BCIT. It's tied in with a lot of the work that you'll do in your classes, but we also have some extra activities that are both fun and a bit of a challenge and can actually earn you money. Talking first about the BCIT Student Innovation Challenge, if you've got a bright idea, something, say you've always wanted to design a new ultimate electric skateboard or a new harness for a kite surfer, you can participate in the Student Innovation Challenge. We have categories both in entrepreneurship, so if you've just got a business innovation or a technical innovation under applied research, feel free to submit one of your applications to our Student Innovation Challenge. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's available to all students in all schools and all programs, so it doesn't matter whether you're in a trades program, a business program, a computing program, or any other program at BCIT. The projects or your application could be your own personal idea. It doesn't have to be something you've worked on in school, but it can be something that you've taken from a class project. If you find something that you've worked on in one of your courses that you find really interesting and you want to pursue it further, we can accommodate that as well. The money part, first part is $5,000 for the winner. There's also second and third place prizes that are involved. And there's a lot of faculty and research support from the Institute. So if you don't know how to get started, if you don't know what you're doing, if you've never done research before, come and talk to us and we can help you get started in the project, and you can work with your faculty and work with us to get things done. We also hold some workshops around it. In addition to the Student Innovation Challenge, we also have other research opportunities at BCIT. As I said, a lot of the work that goes on in your courses, whether it's in capstone projects or directed studies or industry-sponsored student projects, they're all fall under the Applied Research banner. They're housed within your program, but we offer support, project support from the Center for Applied Research and Innovation with our faculty over here. We also hire summer students to work as research assistants. We have special, next slide, please. We have special phase 0 research projects for student researchers for working with faculty. And as I mentioned before, we have a lot of entrepreneurial support from BCIT Student Association and the Applied Research Liaison Office. So if you've got ideas that you don't even want to submit to the Student Innovation Challenge, feel free and come to talk to us, get some help. We can work with you and your ideas to see if we can get something going for you. And if you need more support, you can reach us at research@bcit.ca. Thank you very much.
And on that note, thank you everyone for joining us at Big Info. If you have any questions, the Q&A panel is still open for questions, so feel free to submit any questions that you might have.
So there are a few different questions that I have up on the question and answer. The first one that I see up on top by Carrie. Any virtual events happening this month? The first one that I definitely suggest you check out is Career Track. Career Track is put on by the Career Services of the BCIT SA. Once you make an account with them, and this is the same account that you would have wanted to make if you were attending Kickstart. Now, if you type in Career Track and make an account and say that you're part of BCIT, you can then access a lot of different events that are constantly being held up. I might even be missing an event actually in the next few minutes. One about transportation. So that's one place that I highly suggest that you go to check out virtual events. Another resource are BCIT's clubs. If you go to BCIT SA and you type in clubs, you'll find a whole list of clubs that are going on. I'm sure that most of them have contact information. You can definitely reach out to them and say, hey, are you doing any events? Because our clubs are still alive and quite healthy. Another one that will be going on, you'll see that the Student Life Office, if you type in the BCIT Student Life Office on Facebook, you'll find that every single week we do Hangouts. Chantel and I just did one last night. So those are definitely all virtual events that you can certainly check out. Now, Jacob, I see that you do have a question about a specific course. I definitely suggest you try to research who the program head is for that program and see if you can contact them, because these are about different departments that will not be knowledgeable on the program that you're asking about.
I see another question that asks, is there any co-op programs for students who want to go into the TV and video production program? Well, the best place to find information on that would be the Broadcasting Center website. But there are some good integrated learning opportunities that students in the program get to take on as you're going through the program.
Yeah, Can I jump in here? So there was a question also about the architectural and building technology program, if there was a formal co-op program. That program does not have a formal co-op program. However, if you check out their website, I believe in term 3, there is a practicum that is offered. So I would double check on that. And that's the thing is, I would encourage you to check out the specific program website, because if the co-op program is not, say, formalized in an accredited type of way in how we run it, there are lots of programs at BCIT, because there's a ton of programs at BCIT that have work integrated learning components that may be different than a formal co-op experience per se. So just wanted to encourage everyone to look specifically at the program site.
Most of the questions I'm seeing on here relate to co-op programs with different programs that BCIT has. And the best place, again, like we said before, would be to look at the specific program website or web page. That way you have accurate information. If it's not clear enough, you can always just send an email to the program department that you are thinking of joining.
I absolutely agree. Thank you, Chantel.
I see a question that I know we can definitely answer as students. It says, how do I get connected into communities or clubs at BCIT? So the BCIT has a BCIT Student Association that has a various amount of clubs available to students. And for every single club that's listed on the Student Association page, you'll be able to find contact information for every single club, and you just send an email through to the club and they will respond to you about how you can join that specific club or program that you're interested in participating in.
Hey, Cody, there's a question from Angela asking, how can you become a student life ambassador like yourselves?
Oh, absolutely. This is a good question. So one thing that I do implore you to do is to go onto Google right now and just type in the Student Life Office, BCIT, and you can definitely look on their website, and you'll even see Chantel and I. And then you'll find that at the beginning of each semester, which I'm pretty sure it might just be the beginning of the September semester, there'll be intakes to be ambassadors. And we have 5 ambassadors right now. And it's a job. We get paid. And you can send in your application, and they're great people. Chantel, you're unmuted. I can see you want to add something.
I was just going to say it's a simple application process, and then you go through an interview and you get accepted to become a student life ambassador, and then you get trained on how to effectively be a student life ambassador. It's a matter of just keeping an eye out for the intake processes that they send out, and you can stay connected and know when those intake times will be by connecting to the BCIT Student Life Office Instagram and Facebook page. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. And for more information,
there's another one here. Sorry, I see there's another one here asking, can you tell us what a typical day of classes is like during the pandemic? And I wonder, Chantel and Cody, if you're able to speak to that. I'm sure it's different for different programs.
Mm-hmm.
You can take away on this one, Chantel.
Okay, I can start us off. So with me being in the journalism program, most of my classes are online, but I do have a blended sort of hands-on experience that I get to do, where I get to go into the broadcasting center at least once a week to either edit some of the stories that I'll be working on, or to collect equipment and then leave the building so that I can work from home, or go out into the city to go produce a story and then edit it back again into the broadcasting center. So it's for my program, I know that it's blended, but for other programs, you're strictly online, and it's a matter of starting classes at 8:30 and having them end around 4-ish. Yeah. I don't know, what is it like for you, Cody?
Yeah, mine's quite similar. I might also mention that for the trades programs that you do start earlier than 8:30, but I was going to say normal programs, sorry. For most programs of BCIT, they start at 8:30. I'd say that most of my average days are 8 hours of courses, and each course is 1 hour length. It's kind of a nice short hour lecture. The nice thing with BCIT is that Wednesdays are always short. That BCIT has made it so that nearly all programs end at 2:30, and that's why. Well, this is how students can all get together and do intramural teams, such as the rec services, or they can meet together at a common time. That's not answering the question about how my program's like. My program, yes, is completely online. Ours is considered mixed, however, because we have one lab or two labs that are optional to go onto campus, and there's a lot of safety protocols in order to do that first. Online, we do most of our learning on the Learning Hub, which used to be called D2L, and in there we have a virtual classroom called Bongo, and it's a nice program. They've definitely fixed and gotten all the issues out from last semester. And this is where you'll also be submitting assignments and everything else. I'm not seeing any more questions, and so I'll ask myself a question. Hey, Cody, what are the tests like? Well, for the civil engineering, there's a few different ways that you can have a test. On the Learning Hub, they have a quiz, a platform that is true or false or answering questions. So you can answer. There's the quiz format that you'll know instantly the results because there's a set answer, or there is hand calculations. And so what they do usually is that they will release a PDF at a certain amount of time, and from the time of that release, you have, let's say, maybe an hour to complete it, and you have to quickly take a picture with your phone and scan and put those into a PDF and upload them back onto the Learning Hub. And you might have a little bit of extra time to upload that. So those are the two different types of test formats that I've experienced.
I see a question about the workload at BCIT, and I just want to say that it varies depending on the program that you're in and whether you're a full-time or part-time student. But generally, all the courses are manageable. It's a matter of how well you organize yourself as a student and how you understand the way that you learn and take in information. So the workload really varies from person to person. There isn't a set is it too heavy or is it manageable? But I would say that you can cope with the workload that you are given. It's given within reasonable means.
Absolutely. If it wasn't manageable, then BCIT wouldn't be graduating students, right? And so absolutely, I wouldn't say that the comments about BCIT being difficult is unfounded. They are definitely founded. But BCIT graduates students all the time. We are far more knowledgeable and know how to work in a very difficult environment because of it. And they don't drop you in that quickly, trust me. They slowly ease you into it. You learn how to do this. And that's why BCIT is much different than most other schools, that we have cohorts or sets where you're placed with, I'd say, about 20 students. And these are the 20 students that you will be attending all of your classes with. And it's very useful that way because you don't feel alone. You feel like that you're part of a family and you have people that you can reach out to and ask when you have questions.
Susanna, there's a question there. As an international student, I need a permit. Do you know if I can co-op and still work off campus?
So for any co-op or any program that has a work component, you must apply for a co-op work permit in order to do that experience. And what I understand with a study permit is that you can work so many hours during while you're at school, and then on a scheduled break you can work more hours. And for those specific hours, I would check in with the international office, so they would have the bottom line answer there.
Thank you so much for answering that, Susanna. I must regret saying to everyone that this is the most amount of time that we have to answer questions verbally at this time. We're now going to be entering a quick break. So I'd like to thank you so much for attending the first part of this second day of BCIT Big Info. You can certainly still keep asking questions in the text, and they will be answered, but the verbal part of the answering questions are now over. Thank you so much, everyone.